Never.
You're not Rhett.
Never.
You're Rhett.
I don't have a choice.
Hey cousins, welcome to another video from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. I'm Ruby Baby and this is Mima.
Hi.
I got her in the video. See all the glee? See, she just makes me glow. She makes me so happy.
All right.
And we are here together because we have some things to talk about.
Yes,
we
do.
have some things to settle. And we are here together to do it. So if you're new here, welcome. And thank you for spending some time with us. I'm going to make this quick though, because we have guests coming and we need to hurry up. But I wanted to start off by showing you this hat. You like it?
Yes.
It's knit. Just kidding. It is crochet, but it is crocheted with a knit look. I made this one a little bit big, but I really like how this hat is constructed. And this was a, I see how I'm just jumping right into the video. This was made with the Hobby Lobby yarn. The Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn in brights. And I've had this color for a long time now. I like how it came out, but this stitch is very dense, right? It's very dense and it has a knit look, which I really, really loved. And that's what made me want to make one. But it's really loose. And I feel like I followed everything as it was supposed to go, but it didn't turn out right. But anyway, I made it with this brights, and this is the good old Hobby. Look at that, $3.99. That's how long I've had this yarn. Remember when Hobby Lobby used to sell the yarn for $3.99? But I made it with this. But I also made it in this color, and this is made with the Lion brand mandala. This is what I have left after making this hat from this cake. I don't remember the color of this, but I think it's Zen. I think it's Lion brand mandala in the Zen color. And that's how this one turned out. And this is a free pattern by Bee Hooked Crochet. Actually, it's a written pattern, but I believe it's also a tutorial here on YouTube. I will look for that and link it down below. See, I be printing stuff out. But it's a bunch of pages, but that's what it looks like. And I did it for the knit look. You want to know why I did it for the knit look? Because I be knitting. I started to knit. So, first of all, I started to knit because, you know our cousin Rell from the Dabbling Hook? She just recently released a pattern called the Bricks and Hearts hat and cowl set. It's either bricks and hearts or hearts and bricks. Either way, I want to make them both. And I challenged myself to learn to knit primarily so I can make her pattern. So, she was helping me.
Yeah. I see I wasn't her inspiration.
That's not true. That's not true. You know what? Before I show you my knit, let's pick the bones. Let's pick the bones.
Yeah. We
first.
Do have to settle.
Let's settle some things. Remember when I was writing a pattern called the Nunu hat? It was the Nunu beanie, the Nunu neck warmer, and the Nunu ear warmer. I had somebody request to test the pattern. Like, oh, I would I didn't ask this person. This person volunteered,
Yes.
asked me, said, excuse me, ma'am, I would like to test your pattern for you. And I said, you know what? Sure you can. I said, sure you can. And I emailed this individual the pattern, made sure that she had a digital copy so that she can, test all the things. And, gave her the deadline, told her what I expected of her. And she was just like, of course. So 2 days before the due date, I, you know, I just sent a friendly reminder like, hey, are you gonna even test it at all? And she was like, yeah, about that.
Yeah, but in my defense, I had, in the meantime, I was doing something and I asked her if she had cotton yarn. So she gives me this cotton yarn. I don't have it anymore because I used it. And it was like, you ever, you know, it was so inspirational. It's like giving a crack addict free crack. And I just had to use it, and I became so inspired until I knitted a t-shirt out of it. And, you know, I'm really happy with what I did. I was so inspired. I did it my first time without a pattern, without any instructions. And I'm just so pleased with myself. So it really is her fault because she shouldn't have given me that yarn. I mean, you know, if you saw the yarn, you would excuse me. So I have a defense, you know, it wasn't purposeful. And I just, you know, you just can't give a crack addict crack.
You're right. Well,
so that's my defense.
Here's the thing too. When she asked me for this cotton yarn, first of all, I don't really crochet with cotton yarn. I don't really enjoy it. And I had this yarn for a long, long time. And I think I mentioned it in a previous video. Like, have you ever given away some yarn and once you've seen it worked up, it's like, ooh, I should have kept that yarn.
Yeah.
Well, that was the situation. Like, first of all, it had like 6 color changes. I only saw 3 of the colors in the donut that it came in. And so anyway, let's show you what Mima made instead of the Nunu beanie. I have it right. Okay. This is what she made, guys. And so, I'm ever so proud of her. This was made with, I believe it was Michael's Eco, like the Eco cotton that they had a couple of years back. And for some reason, you know, Michael's Loops and Threads, they put the yarn on the shelf and then they take it right off. So I just happened to have 2 balls of this because whatever she was trying to make, that was the only kind of cotton yarn that I had that I knew I would have enough for her to work with. And so this is what took up her whole life.
It did.
Like, it literally consumed her until she got this out of her system. But I'm so happy for her. I really am. Even though I kid, I'm kidding, not kidding. I really wanted her to make my pattern. But anyway, this is what she made, and I think it's beautiful. We are going on vacation next week, and she gets to showcase this when she goes, and I'm excited to see her wear her wares. Now, do you want to talk about? I done told everybody about the stuff. You tell them. You tell them, Mima. Tell them about the stuff while I spin it around.
Well, the only thing I can say is, you know, I knitted it. I didn't have a pattern, but since I have some idea of the what it takes, you know, to get the size I needed, I did that on number 9 knitting needles. And, you know, then I knitted it in a straight T because I didn't want to be bothered with making an armhole and putting in sleeves. So I just made it front and back. And I found out that I had cut the neckline lower than I like it. So I crocheted the neckline to give it, you know, to make it more modest for me, you know. So that's what I did with it. And I'm ecstatic. I'm satisfied. Angie will tell you that I'm very critical of myself. You know, and I think, you know, my first try at doing something without a pattern, I think I did pretty good, to say the least.
I love how these colors transition.
Yeah,
I love these colors together. It is so spring and so happy. And like I said, I'm happy for her.
And I'm kind of proud of myself.
And mad at her at the same time. But she's proud of herself. So yeah, so this is Mima's make. And I think it's beautiful. Okay, so do you want to see my knits.
Yes, we do.
All right, first of all, don't get too excited. It's you know, I'm building it up, but it's very anticlimactical. Okay, here we go. All right, now mind you, I don't knit. I didn't knit. I never took an interest in knit until now. Okay, so you know, here we go. Oh wait, I almost lost a stitch.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is my work so far, guys. Okay. So let me share with you what excuse me, I'm blocking your face. Let me explain to you what has happened here. So when I decided, most of my fiber crafting is done at work in my downtime. So I don't do a whole lot at home because once I get home, it's like dinner time, trying to, you know, have dinner, spend time with my kids before bedtime, and you know, it's a thing. So, you know, I've taken some pointers that Mima has given me, and then I've been kind of watching some YouTube videos in the process to kind of get me through. So my first day of practice or learning, I was learning cast on. So I decided to just practice cast on. Like, so I was just practicing what I was seeing and trying to implement it and stuff like that. And I kept going. So I would cast on 20 stitches or 30 stitches, however long, because I started with the long tail cast on. However long my long tail would allow me to cast on, I would cast it on and then rip it back. Cast it on and rip it back. And I just kept practicing until I developed a rhythm. And it took me a while, but I did finally create a rhythm. And that is what my, you know, once I decided, okay, I'm done practicing that. So here's my initial cast on, which I guess it's just called long tail cast on.
Or continental.
Okay, so continental long tail cast on. So that's what I did to get myself started. And Mima knits the English, American way. English,
I think it's called the English
standard way.
Yeah, English. It's not continental. That's definitely.
But she's also been wanting to do continental knitting, so I figured that's something that we can kind of embark on together.
No.
And work on that. So, and because a lot of tutorials and like videos that you watch, they make it seem like continental is the way to go, and you know, continental is the best way to learn if you're a crocheter. Like if your hands are, you know, formed towards crocheting, continental should come natural to you. So I started continental knitting, and see how it's like really tight. So this, okay, up until this little marker here, that is my first day of work. So after I cast on and off a million times, I started to knit, and I was just doing the knit stitch, obviously, up until this point. So this was my first day of work here, and I practiced both continental knitting and English knitting in this process. And I realized continental was giving me hand fatigue. So I was getting a lot of hand fatigue trying it. And also I've realized my tension is tighter with continental, but it's more consistent with the English way. So this was day one. So day two, I came in refreshed and trying to, you know, pick up where I left off without tutorial. So this is day two, from here to here, no tutorial. Just trying to, whatever my muscle memory was, this is what I was trying to do. And again, I was trying both methods, both ways, just trying to find my rhythm. And I'm realizing, so this is the next day here, and I'm realizing that I have a more consistent tension if I knit the American, I keep saying American, if I knit in the English way. Okay, so once I did this, I said, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead on and adopt this method of knitting until I get better. I decided, let me incorporate my pearls. So this is me. I tried one pearl stitch right there and I was like, no, I'm not ready. And then I did another knit stitch and I was like, okay, let me get some confidence and do it. So then I learned the pearl stitch. But what I did, no, time out. Half of this is me, where is it? Where is it in this day? I did, let me see, I gotta find it because it's literally like one row of pearl. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Yep. So here, this is the first row I decided to experiment with pearl. And what happened was I started to purl and then I purled. And that's when I realized, oh, if you do knit stitch consecutively, you get the garter stitch. But if you do purl stitches consecutively, you get the garter stitch. I didn't know that. So then that's when I realized or learned that you have to do them alternatively to get this braided knit look. See, I'm learning.
It's called the stockinette.
Stockinette stitch. So I'm learning lingo, but I am totally like out of my element with this. And usually, to be honest with you, I am not used to being bad at things. So like, I was getting very, very frustrated at one point because it's like, I'm really not getting this. Like, how not? But I persist because again, I have a challenge going on. So I have done. And they're not consistent, they're not perfect, but I think for the first time, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and it takes time, it takes practice, and I'm here. I'll show you how to rip out everything that's wrong. Of course, she didn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's what she did when I learned crochet. Like, I would show her my little swatch thing, and it would look just like this, probably just as ratty and tatty as this one. And she would just like rip back, rip. Oh no, you missed a stitch, or you see how your thing is going this way, and she would like just rip all my hardware. And see this, I'm just showing it to her. She don't get the opportunity to rip this back. I'm just showing her my mistakes in hopes that she'll just tell me what it is, and I just want to continue because I really feel like this swatch is like a testimony to my journey.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
And see, I'm documenting my days and everything.
Right. Okay.
So this is really.
If you don't know how much I want to rip that.
I know. This is like burning her biscuits right now. Yeah. But you know, I'm doing it, guys.
But I have to say, you know, you have one advantage that I didn't have.
Help. Help.
I taught myself, and back in the day, there was no YouTube. Everything you had to read it. You know?
So I am blessed. I'm happy. I do have her, and like, you know, she's even embarking on something new. Did you want to show that at all?
Oh, my knit sock? No, not yet.
She embarked on socks for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time in 80 years.
It looks like a Christmas stocking. Yeah. But she's
I was always afraid
it's in the shape of a foot. So it's doing good.
When I finish, I'm not finished, but when I finish them, then
You'll come back?
Yeah, I'll come back.
That you heard it here first.
Yeah.
She's gonna come back.
Yeah, I'll come back.
So this gonna be the Ruby Baby and Mima show. So this is what we got so far. Rell, are you happy? Are you happy for me?
I'm happy that you just finally decided to come to the knit side.
But I'm gonna tell you, don't worry, guys. I am not quitting my day job. I actually considered before, when I was gonna make this video, I considered telling you guys, you know, I'm gonna quit crochet. I gave you that new pattern, and you can have it, and I'm on to other things, but don't worry, I'm definitely not quitting my day job. Like, Mima prefers knit over crochet. She does them both, and she does them both very well. She finds this very therapeutic. I have not found that therapy as of yet.
You have to get comfortable with it first, you know.
At all.
Yeah, you have to get comfortable, and, you know, it becomes second nature.
I mean,
but you know, I do know some people prefer to crochet, some people prefer knitting. I prefer to knit rather than crochet. But I don't care for knitting blankets. So I will crochet those. But I like the look of knit over crochet.
Yeah, and you know, people just be moving their hands, and you know, I really don't know how that happens.
Me either.
Maybe one day I'll figure it out. But Mother's Day is upon us. I'm hoping to have this video edited and loaded before Mother's Day. But if so, happy Mother's Day in advance. And if not, I hope you had a good Mother's Day. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was saying something with the Mother's Day. Oh, what I was saying was I put hints all over in hopes that maybe I can have my family invest in a pair of, or set of knitting needles for me to keep it going. Because right now these are Mima's needles, and I'm pretty sure she wants them back, and I've dropped them, I've stepped on them.
That's an extra pair.
I know. And I really feel like there should be some insurance on these needles, because I'm clumsy. So I really want to have my own, so that I can make my own mistakes using them. So I'm hoping that I score myself a pair of my own. I keep saying a pair, but a set of my own knitting needles. I still don't even know like yarn to gauge, like knitting needles sizes and things like that. That's still something I have to learn.
Yeah.
I've only worked with bamboo, so I don't know what it's like to be on metal needles and things like that. But
you learn.
I'll get there eventually. And furthermore, I'm using probably the most oldest and scratchiest yarn possible to learn on. This, first of all, let me just show you the end of the yarn. I just pulled out yarn because it was light. It was something quick. It was on the top of a shelf or whatever. Anyway, this is some very, very old yarn called Sayville knit worsted type yarn with a Kmart sticker on it for $1.47. This yarn is ancient.
It's about 25
years antique. And so it's very scratchy acrylic yarn. I grew up on Kmart. I just, but I didn't know Kmart to have yarn in my fiber art journey. So this is very, very old. And this is not even a tag that you peel off. This is not a sales tag. Like, this is like embedded, like in the it's printed. Yes, there you go. It's printed on the ball band, and it's Dye-Lot Baby Blue G180 from Kmart. So for all of my my people that's been in the game forever, do you remember this yarn at all? I know where I got this yarn, so I won't say too many bad things about it, but I'm grateful to have it to practice on. But I'm looking forward to using some more, good yarn, because even when I was ripping back and casting on ripping back, it started to get like really fuzzy and stuff, and I had to cut it off and actually not use that strip of yarn anymore, because it was, it was getting worn out really fast. This is Orlan acrylic fiber. I don't even know what Orlan is. Do you guys know what Orlan is? They don't even use that word no more.
What? What is it?
100% Orlan acrylic fiber.
No, it's registered, so it might be some sort of brand name. I've never heard of it.
Oh, you never heard of it either?
No, but it's got an R, so it's maybe a registered mark. I've heard of acrylic, but I've never heard of Orlan.
This is interesting. Sayville must be absolutely dry to ensure automatic blocking. It's stretching during wash, squeeze, and tone. I'm just reading, like, it just has a lot of information that you don't get on yarn these days. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Mima, thank you for coming on and
It's my pleasure.
and trying to clear your name
I think
and
I
stuff
have.
like that. I don't know. I don't know, because guess what? Even after she made her little sweater, her little t-shirt, she still ain't make my hat. So, you know, maybe when her head is cold enough, when the weather breaks, you know,
I may do that.
Maybe she'll make
I'll do it. Because I want one. I do. I really do. I think they're very pretty. Mm-hmm. It's just, you know, it's harder for me to pick up a crochet hook, I discovered, than a knitting needle.
Is that right?
Yeah, sorry.
These days, yeah. I mean, she's been inspired. Like I said, she's been learning how to make socks. So, like, you know, she's learning new things, and I think that's exciting for her.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So,
but I will make that new hat and scarf set, I promise you.
You heard it here, folks.
I promise.
But that's all we have for you today. We are so happy you came and spent some time with us. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye.
Bye.
Hey, cousins, one last thing. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated with every video that I post, okay? Thank you so much. I love you again.